And now we need to get this last segment, man.
I really want to talk about
this. The creepy,
this.
crazy fake news of the New York Times.
This is crazy.
Let's do it.
Believe all women is a right-wing trap. How feminists got stuck answering for a canard. I should have known it was the far right.
Come on.
No one ever said that we should believe all women. How absurd. That's actually not true. Boy, do I have a ton of stories. Here's one from NPR, February 6th. Believe all women. That's been the rallying cry of the Me Too movement. Oh, here's something from National Post. Inside the, quote, believe all women refrain has become the unquestionable undercurrent to the Me Too movement. Yeah, you get it. It's everywhere. We believe all survivors. All right. Now let's see the lie they try and push forward. They mention that Joe Biden has been accused, but we'll just jump down. A woman with no corroboration beyond contemporaneous accounts charges a powerful man with a decades-old crime. Doesn't that sound mighty close to Christine Blasey Ford's complaint against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh? Yes,
it does.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's the problem.
They start the article by shooting themselves in the foot.
I love it.
What?
Let's see
Go
where
ahead,
this
keep
goes.
reading.
Yeah, well, no, they're trying to
ridiculous.
deflect. They're trying to deflect by flipping the narrative now.
Right.
You've got to have the memory of a goldfish to fall for this stuff, but people do. Here's what it says. Yet this time, many liberals who've championed the Me Too movement seem skeptical. Gotcha. Tim Graham, executive editor of Newsbusters. Where is the Me Too movement on this story? What happened to their rigid believe all women boilerplate? Fox News host Tucker Carlson. The infuriating, the sickening hypocrisy of the media and the professional feminist movement. Believe all women. No, they don't. White House advisor Kellyanne Conway. 3 magic words. Believe all women. I didn't hear an asterisk. I didn't see a footnote. Believe all women so long as they are attacking somebody aligned with President Trump. Believe all women so long as they have a college degree or better or are for abortion in the 9th month. Wow, Kellyanne, spicy. In fact, quote, believe all women does have an asterisk. It's never been feminist boilerplate. What we are witnessing is another instance of the right decrying what it imagines the American women's movement to be. Spend some mind-numbing hours tracking the origins of believe all women on social media sites and news databases, as I did, and you'll discover how language, like a virus, can mutate overnight. All of a sudden, yesterday's quotes suffer the insertion of some foreign DNA that makes them easy to weaponize. In this case, the foreign intrusion is the word all. That proves it.
Wow.
She said it because she read the news. I read the news too, lady. Check this out. NPR, believe all women. That's been the rallying cry of the Me Too movement. Yeah, it was. They were all saying it. We didn't make this up. You guys made this up. It was your phrase.
Yep.
And now it's, okay. All insertion was all the rage during the Kavanaugh hearings. No, the NPR story from February 2018 is well before Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh was what, October 2018?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, in the
So
autumn.
no, I'm sorry. That is not the case. All right. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Can you look,
Yeah,
let's get the correct date. Because
Let me
I'm allowed. I can be wrong. I'm not perfect.
Let's see.
Let's see. It was all the rage during the Kavanaugh hearings when Senators Kamala Harris to Mazie Hirono had their regard for for Dr. Blasie's credibility elevated by Fox News pundits to universal gender credulity. Their actual words, "I believe her," became "believe all women." So what was the date on Kavanaugh?
That was September 2018.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what's this story from the National Post? What's the date on this one? February 6th, 2018, the National Post. Indeed, the believe all women refrain has become the unquestionable undercurrent to the Me Too movement. Wow, that's well before Brett Kavanaugh.
It even predated Kavanaugh. That's interesting. I'm glad she brought
This
that up.
is called media gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what gaslighting is, Adam?
Enlighten us, Tim.
Gaslighting is when they try to make you think you're crazy or they just present fake facts to rewrite history. This is what the New York Times is trying to do. No, we never said believe all women. We're infallible. It's you who's wrong. It's the right who did this.
Yeah, so you're technically correct. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic where they sow seeds of doubt covertly in a targeted individual, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's what they do. The media does this. And like I said, if you've got the memory of a goldfish, you'd fall for it. I don't. I was like, nah, I remember people saying believe all women. So I looked it up, and sure enough, this claim, fact check, false. The Me Too, at the bare minimum, if you want to argue about the origins of believe all women, where this is a lady, right, who's writing this story?
No doubt.
Susan, that's right.
Of course.
Her argument is that she looked up news archives to find the origin, and it was the right who injected all and changed the phrase. Okay, well then you're ignoring NPR and the National Post.
That's far right.
So here's what she says. The all was injected. I believe her became believe all women. That's literally the hashtag former Fox News contributor Morgan Ortagus said in February 2019. There's a great search function on Twitter, and you can search the hashtag believe all women. For those of you who don't believe, that's what the Democrats had in the case of Kavanaugh. Is there literally a hashtag? Well, kind of. No, there is.
There either is or there isn't. That's what literally means. It's great.
Meaningfully tracking hashtags on Twitter is a confounding chore. Even the professional data scrapers I consulted. It's a very interesting rabbit hole. Pablo Morales Henry, digital archivist at Harvard University's Schlesinger Library, which maintains a collection of more than 30 million Me Too related tweets, told me. Nevertheless, let's take the Ortagus challenge. As she noted, Twitter's a search function that, while hardly great, does at least crudely reflect the site's use, especially by its most popular users who are most likely to spread a hashtag far and wide. For instance, type in Black Lives Matter, Make America Great Again, and you get bottomless well of references. Type in Believe All Women for 2017, when the Me Too movement took off in October, and you get several dozen references, followed in 2018, the year of the Kavanaugh hearings, by many more. But here's the thing. I've found that the hashtag is by a wide margin used mostly by its detractors. Except the Me Too movement started around October 2017. In about 5 months, NPR, the National Post, and many other outlets were saying, quote, believe all women is the rallying cry of the Me Too movement. So what's your point? Detractors started hearing that and started criticizing it, and many people criticized it. It sounds like your only argument is that you were wrong, not that that's not what the feminists were actually saying. Simply because you were being criticized by people for saying believe all women doesn't mean that the right invented it. It seems that Believe All Women first appeared on Twitter in late 2014 in 3 tweets by an Ontario midwife, a Toronto educator, and a lifelong learner, and Jenna and Kayla, twins from Ottawa, who plan events in their spare time, combined following fewer than 4,000 followers. Then in the fall of 2015, in 2014, I see. Hillary Clinton posted a tweet. To every survivor of assault, you have the right to be heard. You have the right to be believed. To which Juanita Broderick, who alleges that Bill Clinton raped her in 1978, responded on Twitter, Hillary tried to silence me. Okay. Conservative editor David French, who has a large following, retweeted Miss Broderick at once, attaching the hashtag Believe All Women, followed by 4 question marks. The breath was on the ember. Where is the Believe All Women crowd on this? Believe all women unless the case damages the leftist narrative, blah, blah, blah. As it happens, the canard blown into the bonfire by the right became accepted truth in mainstream media, from NPR to the New York Times to the Globe and Mail in Canada, with pronouncements characterizing Believe All Women as the rallying cry of the Me Too movement, the order of the day, and a formula for miscarriage of justice, if ever there was one. But hold on. Didn't she earlier just say it was all the rage during Kavanaugh?
Is she trying to convince us that this is the alt-right thing? Or
that's like
the Democrats? Like it's basically like she's explaining where are the Democrats now, now that Biden's up on the chopping block. It's like, where are the Democrats? That's what I'm seeing. It feels like she's, a Republican going, where are all the Democrats now? Where are you guys at? Why aren't you believe in all women now?
I'll tell you what she's saying.
It doesn't make sense.
Perhaps it's true that Believe All Women was first a hyperbolic criticism of the left.
Okay,
I'll accept that. That means the left championed a movement that was created in jest to criticize them, and they didn't realize it and started running around screaming something that was created to mock them.
Ah, okay.
Is that what she's arguing?
Maybe.
Am I wrong about it? That sounds like what she's saying, right?
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just
well. Let's read how she ends this.
Just listening.
What is this? You know what I can't stand about a lot of these journalists? How they don't write conclusions. It's like, do you know how to write? So let's just jump back. She says, the preferred. Wait. This is why the preferred hashtag to the Me Too movement is Believe Women. Okay, you know what? I'm done reading this.
Thank you.
It's clear. It's clear what she's trying to do.
I'm over it too.
Whether or not anyone created the Me Too movement in the media, you mean to tell me that NPR's who is this? Ailsa Chang, I believe that's a female.
That sounds like a girl to me.
She didn't know what Believe All Women was or where it came from.
That's kind of condescending.
I think what we can really, and I think the National Post is written by a dude. This is written by Joe O'Connor. Then we have this: We believe all survivors. Look at this. Protesters march around the Capitol to the steps of the Supreme Court. Undeterred by rain and cold, some had posters that read, "We believe all survivors." Others stood in silence outside Dirksen's Senate office building with the words, "Believe women," written on their hands. "We believe her." So perhaps it's fair to say, and this is during the Kavanaugh, that "believe women" was, and "believe all women" was, maybe a combination. If that's the case, fine, so be it. But it is true that protesters had been saying, "Believe all survivors," "We believe all women." So I suppose it's possible that the left is so unable to understand their own causes. When conservatives criticized them, they assumed that was their actual cause and then championed it and went out protesting, saying, "We believe all survivors." That's not a good narrative to entertain.
That's
You're
really
right.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
Yep,
it is.
Agreed.
Dang.
Apparently, that's the argument, I guess. No, we were tricked. We were tricked. I guess you were.
Foolish.
So I think the interesting thing is, it's definitely not a right-wing trap.
Not at all.
If the argument is that one guy said "believe all women," question mark, and that sparked the hashtag "believe all women," for which the left picked up and used, no one said a trap. They were criticizing you, and you didn't realize it.
And you rolled with it. Oof.
Yep.
Well,
it's even worse.
I know, that makes it worse.
Oh man.
This is just one of the stupidest things I've ever read.
Yeah, I read that title and I was laughing, and now that we've gone through it, it's not even funny anymore. It's
cringeworthy.
sad.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of writing to try and erase what "believe all women" was and what the activists were saying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like even you know what, I'll be fair and say, my initial assumption was that "believe all women" was sparked by, actually, does she mention, she says 3 years ago, was it, let's see, where is it? Here we go. 2014, 3 tweets. Did they actually, they did. Okay. "Believe all women." It was not started by the right. She actually admits it.
Yeah.
It was originally started by some small Twitter accounts, and she tries downplaying their following to make it seem like it wasn't made by them. Toronto educator. And then someone took that and used it against them. I think this story is stupid.
Who is she trying to convince?
I don't know.
I think
The
she's
story's
trying to
dumb.
convince herself.
It's dumb. She's dumb. He
Everything's
is
dumb.
I feel stupider having read it.
Yeah, I lost some IQ points.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say to this.
Yeah, I'm normally all jolly and smiles. I'm sad.
Took it out of
and
me.
bummed.
All right, well,
this is just
I'll-
a depressing article.
I'll conclude by saying
Ugh.
it is a sad and desperate attempt.
Yeah.
It just makes them look stupider. But it is just one opinion piece by one person, so
That's true.
fine. I think this is just, it's not indicative, or representative of anything other than this one person's desperate attempt to blame the right for something they didn't do. But that's good enough for me.
I'm so glad that's over.
It's such a
We
stupid story.
survived.
Yeah,
Thank
that
goodness.
was bad.
I'm actually upset having actually done the segment on it now, having read it.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it's good. Okay, here's why. Here's why I think it's good. Okay, we're going to look on the bright side here.
Go on,
Lydia.
please try.
So I think that her showing us that she thinks that we're all super freaking forgetful and stupid is really illuminating, because that's what they think of us all the time. It just came out in this article. That's good to know. I appreciate it. What can I say?
Well, there you go. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.